Warriors Unite! Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 and the 1% Club. Well, my friends, it is colder. Now it's my kind of weather. I love it. I love it. It's getting down to the temperatures where 20 degrees, 15 degrees, 10 degrees below zero. That's the kind of stuff that we need. All right, so back with another episode, my friends. Thank you for all the likes, the comments. You guys are tremendous. We'll continue working like we're doing. I'm going to move this camera a little bit here. So today, let me do a few shout outs out real fast here. Jon the Dawn, thank you, my friend. Anthony Plaza, thank you. Yes, question he has to ask me that I'm going back to. Am I trying for 12 years? I'm actually trying for a lot longer than I can, but 12 years is what I've understood in all the research, talking and looking at biographies of people like Malcolm X and other people. That's where you really get closer to God. So the longer I can do this, the better. It does get easier, obviously, as you get older. And also, as the streak goes on longer, it's a lot easier to try to stay away from temptation. But you never know when temptation is going to hit you, and you got to be very careful. I took 47 years of going back and forth, and I'm going to try to stay on a streak. I appreciate all the great comments you guys make. I'm getting better and better on things that I'm doing, whether it's weight loss, whether it's toning up, things like that. And hopefully I can live a long life and be a little more healthier, more in control, and living more of that stoic life we talk about. So George Jetson, thank you, my friend. Jimmy Gibson, thank you. Faskr, thank you as well. Dirty Mint, thank you. Nate Green, Johnnie 5213, hamza redfield, thank you. Val Plays 0.2 2.0, Jeremygurr 8686, TKO. Kudzimazikana, thank you. Don't release. Yes, don't try not to release the best you can. But guys, remember, this is a lifestyle. So if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. I had 47 years of going back and forth. It's important to continue to be in control of yourself. Learn how to control yourself more. Try to learn from anything that happens to you what to take the next step with. We talk about Kelder's Fountain of Youth books. We always talk about that. And that's the key type of thing, learning how to control. This is all about control. Yes, we talk about retention. That's a key point. But lots of other things that go into it. Retention is just the start of it. Now you're trying to control the temptation in your life, whether it's gambling, whether it's addictions, whether it's drinking, drugs, women, whatever it might be, guys. We need to control those to the point where you're living a healthier life and you're trying to become the most high-value male you can in this society. And they're protecting and providing for people, especially in your community, your town, your house, all you can do. Brian Perez, thank you, and Alvin as well. So thank you guys all for your comments. And today's topic, my friends, we're going to talk about activity. So how do you continue staying on retention? We have temptations all the time, warriors. We're going to have temptation. You have a nice looking girl walking down the street, you're going to be tempted, right? There's going to be that. You have to have some sexual energy. If you have sexual energy, you're going to be tempted. Anytime you see something that's attractive, whether it's a picture, whether it's a person, you're going to be attractive. There's no doubt about it. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being attractive, because that's making you a healthy, young, and old male. It doesn't matter how old you are. I mean, at 62, at 42, 52, you need to be able to recognize that you have that energy. Now, what you do with it is the key type of thing. Obviously, you want to make sure you're transmuting that energy into things that are constructive. Don't waste time with the pictures and the movies and chasing women around, sleeping with women. The key thing to do, my friends, is to change and have your goals. And activity is where you are really the most effective method of trying to hold back all this temptation. Keep active. So we talk about these type of things, and the only time you shouldn't be active is at night when you're sleeping. But you need to get some rest, sleep earlier, stay away from the temptation. My biggest problem in the past has always been late nights. Trying to get a little extra work done, then I take a break and watch TV, and all of a sudden then I get myself into trouble. The best thing to do is keep as active as you can during the day, and then at night, get some sleep. You know, some people need 5 hours. I need 5 hours. Some people need 6, 7. Continue to get that sleep. It's going to help you physically. It's going to help you mentally, spiritually. Those things are important. Once again, that's another one of those self-control types of things. But the way to really overcome retention and not overcome retention, overcome temptation and continue with retention and the lifestyle change you're making is to build habits into what you're doing. Now, if you're assuming people have goals, which is what we got to do, you got to start off by saying, okay, let me shift my mind a little bit and start focusing on goals. What are my goals I'm trying to achieve today? Maybe 2 months from now, 5 months from now, a year from now. What is it do I want to achieve on a daily basis? If you're having trouble starting, start with that. Then say to yourself, okay, what activities do I need to do from minute to minute? And the first time you do this is going to have to be almost minute by minute. You've got to try to control yourself to the point where you got something busy. Your mind has got to be off of temptation, especially sexual temptation. Mind has got to be off of that to focus on constructive things that you're doing. If you're working on constructive things, your goals, things around your house, your body, you're working out, you're praying, spiritual, all these things get you away from thinking about sexual activities and releasing yourself. You gotta hold that in. And as you learn control, now you're focusing on shifting. As soon as you see something like that happen, you shift to an exercise, a transmutation of some sort. You're transmuting transmitting energy. That's one of those Kedler rules that you're breathing deep in, you're holding your hips, and you breathe in and breathe out. Whenever you got that sexual energy, use it to bring it back in your body. So you're not going to release it. You're going to use it to go back, and it's going to heal your body better. It's going to give you more energy. It's going to give you more vitality and vigor, which is why we call this Vigor Channel. This is the Vigor Warriors, because you're creating more vigor no matter what your age is. There's a quote that John F. Kennedy said a long time ago, vim and vigor. So I love that quote. I always have all these years. It's the vigorous person who continues to be active through their whole life. I don't care if you're 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100 years old. Always continue to keep active. Do not let up. This is the key, especially when you're trying to combat the evil one and the temptation you could find. Continue to be busy, active. So once again, in the morning, what I try to do is I try to write down things I'm trying to achieve that day. And you continue to walk. Now, the thing I do also is I'm looking at exercise. I try to get 25,000 steps in a day if I can. I do a lot of walking at work. I do a lot of walking throughout the day, walking the dogs. I try to shoot for those type of goals every day. The same thing with making money. Same thing with trying to pray, meditate. All these activities keep you busy to the point where now you're not thinking about sexual activity. And that's going to transmute your energy. Now, obviously, you're going to get hit with times with people running into you. You're going to run into pictures, movies, those type of things. You've got to have things going on. Don't stop and focus on those other things. Focus on what you got to do. So activity is important. And obviously, the big areas of activity that you got to have is the physical and the spiritual, the intellectual. Those type of things you've got to figure out. So whether it's reading more books, whether it's actually working out more, whether it's praying and meditating, those activities must be part of your day. And the more you focus on your day, the less you're going to have time to think about all these other things going on around you. Now, at first, this is so crucial. As time goes on, I have found that you can have a little more flexibility. You don't have to have minute by minute types of agendas, itineraries, because you're handling the situation better. But however, when you first start out with, It's almost like a person recovering from alcohol, drug addiction, any addiction. You're going to struggle at getting that first point. It's almost like when you are trying, you were working out for a while, you stopped for a long time, now you got to try to get back. It's that point in time where you can get back in the gym, all of a sudden now you feel back into shape. You've got to do the same thing with retention. You've got to get to the point where you are stopping these poor behaviors, these destructive behaviors, that's losing energy. And you're getting to the point where you're focusing on, I'm going to turn this lemon, bad thing, into lemonade, a good thing, by switching around this energy. So now I'm going to go work out, burn some calories, be able to kind of focus on more advantageous things for yourself to make yourself more powerful, stronger, more intelligent, more spiritual. All these things are things that take activities. You can't just sit around watching video games, watching TV, all these things, and accomplish the same things. Activity is the key. It keeps you in shape, moving all day long. Focus on trying to get yourself as active as possible, and that will help you when it comes to retention. Because retention, the key to retention, is to get so busy within yourself you have no time to worry about whether or not you're being tempted or not. And those things are still going to tempt you, but if you're busy, there's more of a chance to say no to these things. I'm not going to do these things, and there's more of a chance of saying, I'm going to go back to what I'm doing. I got to get this done. I got to get this done. I have no time to think about girls, women, or whatever that might be. Now, obviously, if you have a woman and you got married, or you're someone, then obviously spend some time with that person, of course. And you're gonna love that person, of course. But the idea is that we're not talking about that type of situation. You're talking about a situation where you're maybe single, you're not focusing on, all of a sudden now you're caught up with the pictures and the TV and all that kind of stuff. I also would recommend highly to really kind of limit the amount that you're focusing on technology. And I say that in a sense of, obviously you want to get all the information you can and you need to use it. But don't be sitting there 24/7 watching that TV set, watching those video games, playing those video games, and watching the internet, staying away from that. Only use it at times. Get yourself busy, active, moving, driving, doing different things, walking, not driving so much as walking, and exercising, and trying to read. All these things do not take the internet, does not take the television set. Those type of things are going to kill you. There's a reason why the television used to be called the boob tube many years ago, because it's for people who are who just crazy. They're not going to listen. They're not going to do anything. It's kind of for people who are doesn't have to think. You don't need to think when you're watching TV. You just kind of watch it and you're zoning out like a zombie. This is what happens all the time with these things. So the thing is, you've got to keep strong. And a strong, high-value male is the one who is strengthened with all the ideas and the attitudes about trying to be the best male possible. The best high-quality male. Women respect that. They want that type of person. They want someone who's in charge, a person who's strong, a person who allows themselves to be in control of themselves, and therefore they're able to be a leader in that situation if necessary. And that's important. A lot of women need that type of male, and we don't see that enough. We see a lot of males who are beta males, the opposite. They don't have that type of leadership quality to engender the woman to be able to kind of work with the relationships they have, provide and protect the things that males should be doing. They don't do that because they're focusing too much on negative qualities, and they're not strong. Now, a lot of it we talked about with not having dads, raising dads, having good examples of dads, not having male role models. Another thing in society has been brainwashing males not to be this way. And you need to have that. There's feminine energy and there's masculine energy. Males have masculine energy. We need to focus on those things to be strong enough to be providers and protectors. So therefore, we have to use that energy for activity. Continue to make yourself the most lethal weapon you can become. You may need to defend yourself, defend your family, defend anything else around you. Be as strong as you can for as long as you can, and that's the key to everything. So, all right, my friends, and obviously everything is under God's rules. You're basically listening to your Creator, your God, that's following His purpose for you in this life, and that's crucial. All right, my friends, anyway, good to see you guys again. Hope everything's going well for you guys in your quest, your journey. Continue the journey throughout. Never give up, and continue doing things. And as I always say, two things, my friends, because every day is a new day to a great warrior. And secondly, my friends, we have to continue to